Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome back to Metal Gear Mondays. We're continuing our playthrough of Metal Gear Solid, the board game, with Stage 2, which is also known as Episode 3 of Metal Gear Mondays. We are on the heliport. We've come out of the initial infiltration into Shadow Moses Island, and now we're about to make our initial insertion, trying to get into the main compound, and that's our goal tonight. Once I find my laser pointer, I can find it. I can point it out. Here we go. I can point it out a little bit more easily. So our goal tonight is to collect Objective A. B is an optional, but we're not very likely to get that one. And we need to get Objective A, and we need to get into one of the two exit points. You can see we've got our guards patrolling around, and now we've got cameras to worry about. So if you remember on our last couple of episodes, where when I'd go through the guard orders, I'd say we are skipping over the cameras. Well, now we have to worry about the cameras. And it might be a little bit hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom in just a touch before we start setting the scene. But the cameras have a line of facing. So depending on which side of the camera is visible, there's another camera there's a camera token up. I'll point it out when we zoom all the way back up. But there's a token up there to show you which line is active on the camera. So, evening Phoenix, evening Troy. You're just in time for me to... I'm explaining how the cameras work in this game, but then we're going to move back up top so I can set the scene for tonight. So, when the green side of the token... Actually, let me bring the actual token in. So, on the camera side... So, on the camera token, there's a green side and an orange side. So, for this camera in particular... When the green side is active, this camera can see along this line. When the orange side's active, it can see along here. And zooming up top, you can see the scenario starts with the green side of the camera active. So now we're going to set the scene, but I am going to I'm going to make a little bit of a diversion from the script that's from the board game manual. That's why you see the helicopter gunship. That'll make sense a little bit later as I start setting the scene. I'm going to default to the video game script for this one, and we're going to meet two new characters. We're going to meet Foxhound's medical advisor on this mission, Dr. Naomi Hunter, and Mei Ling, the tech expert, essentially. So, what say we set the scene with the codec conversation, and I'm going to be skipping over a bit. That's not relevant to the board. That's not relevant to either. Well, it's relevant to the video game, so I'll skip over it. I'll explain it as we go during the board game. But enough rambling. Let's set the scene here. So Snake starts down here. It's Snake. I'm in front of the disposal facility. Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit. How's that sneaking suit working out? I'm nice and dry, but it's a little hard to move. Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know. Take it easy, I'm grateful. If it wasn't for your suit and your shot, I would have turned into a popsicle out there. An anti-freezing peptide, Snake. All of the genome soldiers in this exercise are using it. I'm relieved to hear that. Already tested, huh? By the way, how's the diversionary operation going? 2 F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way. The terrorists' radar should have picked them up by now. A Hind D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here? I have no idea, but it looks like our little diversion got their attention. Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed. As the gunship lifts off. There are only 18 hours left until their deadline. You've got to hurry. Wow, you must be crazy to fly a Hind in this kind of weather. Who's that? Oh, sorry, I haven't introduced you to yet. This is Mei Ling. She was assigned to us as our visual data and processing specialist. She designed your codec. Contact her if you have any questions about it. Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself. What's wrong? Nothing. I just didn't expect a world-class designer of military technology to be so cute. You're just flattering me. No, I'm serious. Now I know I won't be bored for the next 18 hours. Come on. I can't believe I'm being hit on by the famous Solid Snake. But I'm surprised. You're very frank for a trained killer. Looks like we both have a lot to learn about each other. Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting the man behind the legend. Be careful, Snake. The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy. Make sure you don't let them see you. First, I want you to infiltrate the disposal site and look for the DARPA chief. The DARPA chief was injected with the same GPS transmitting nanomachines as you. Get whatever information you can from him from the terrorists. If he's still alive, that is. We'll be monitoring your movements by radar, so contact us by codec anytime you want. Got it. I'll call if I'm feeling lonely. Seriously, Snake, we're here to back you up, so call if you need some information or advice. Remember, except for your binoculars, you're naked. You need to arm yourself with whatever weapons you can find. I remember. First I'm strip searched by Dr. Naomi here, and then all my weapons are taken away. Imagine yourself put in that position. Well, if you make it back in one piece, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me. I'll hold you to that, Doctor. If you want to get in, there's the front door. It's the fastest way, but there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy. I can't just knock on the door and ask them to let me in. One sentry on the left and one on the right. They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples. What about the air duct near the door? There should also be a duct on the second floor. No, I can't see it from here. I'll let you decide the best COA. I'm counting on you, Snake. And scene's all set, so we're going to jump in. Now, I am going to leave the house rule that I introduced last week on the dash action as a thing. So to remind you of what the house rule is, the house rule I'm using on the dash action is when I take it, I roll a black die for every die I put on there. If I roll a 1 on that, then I pay attention to the noise die like normal. We also have new focus tokens that come in for the first time in this scenario, so we can spend these focus tokens for different effects. In this case, we remove a white die, or we can move one space. That's what that one is, right? Roll one less white die, or move a space, but there's an action cost, so now we gain the ability to refresh an action, one action to refresh that one. We can use these two to add or subtract 2 to any die result, and they both take one action to refresh. Then for the last one, it's just a straight reroll of any die. 2 actions to refresh that. Okay, so our goals are to get up, like I said, to get up to one of these exit spaces, along with getting objective A. B is an optional objective. And of course we fail when the game over card is revealed from the guard order deck, or Snake is killed in action. Okay, so if I remember in the video game correctly, it takes us a special effect to get this item. We would either need a chaff grenade or to have the stealth camouflage, which comes up later in the game. Fortunately, we've got some obstacles here that break line of sight for us, and there's no spotlight here around the heliport, which there is in the video game. So I think we'll move Snake back there to a start point. And we are just going to sneak 4 times. So we're going to sneak 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not in any danger of anybody popping out and seeing us because of all of the obstructions here. So let's draw our first card from the guard order deck and see what happens. Guards wakey wakey, those are knockout tokens. Then the camera changes. So remember, since the camera is in play, we do have to pay attention to that. So the camera flips, which means now the camera sees along orange lines. So now this camera can see over here, this camera can see all the way down, and this camera can see all the way over here. And then since guards are in patrol mode, they move 4 spaces turning left. And I've got my guard priority token way up here as well. So our first guard right here is just going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, finding a new path. He is actually going to still have spaces here, so he'll stay on that path. 1, 2, oh, okay, he starts back. He starts here, actually. 1, 2, 3, turning right 4. Still space is there. He'll move next. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Okay, back to our turn already. Do I want to try for that item? I'm not sure I do want... Well, we can move it in that direction, and if I think the camera is going to cooperate, we might be able to immediately nope out. So let's go... Yeah, let's sneak 4 times again. I'm going to sneak in that direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to see what I can do with that. I need to get up here, though. So let's see what our next guard order card is. If there are 3 guards, we take the top card, move it to the bottom. No change on the camera. Guards are still in patrol mode, so they're moving 3 and turning left this time. So this guard moves 1, 2, turns 3. He moves 1, 2, 3. And he's still got... Actually, he finds a new path, so he'll move there. This guard will move 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now I've got to make the decision if I want to commit to that item, or if I think the guards are going to... Or if I think the guards are going to turn and make it too difficult. The camera is really our bigger problem over here. So I do want to make sure, I do need to make sure I get objective A. Let's see, what would cause me problems here? I can move 1, 2, 3. I can move 1, 2, 3, 4. But the problem is if this guard moves 1, 2, 3 and turns... Actually, if he moves 3 and turns right, he's going to see me. If I'm here, he's going to turn and see me. Question is, do I want to commit to that right now? Yeah, we'll give it a try. Let's do this. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. This way I'm a little bit safer, and in case he does move 3 and turn right, I've got ways. I can always... This way, if he moves 3 and turns right, I can always double back, because I'm likely going to want to try to get away from him. But let's see what happens with the guard order. Actually, I've got to be also aware of moving 4, because he would move... Actually, no, if we move 4, he's going to move in here. 3, 4. So if we move 4, he would be fine. Let's see what happens here, though. We find... Guards move 4... Turning right, that's what I was afraid of. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we also have, before we get to that, top card of the guard order deck goes to the bottom. Camera changes again, so now we're looking at the green camera line. So now this camera is seeing down here, and I don't want to go near that. Okay, we changed the camera already. He moved, so he'll move next. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Back to us. We could go... Actually, we could try our hand at a silent takedown here, just to knock him out. Because we would go 1, 2, 3, and 4 to knock him out. I'm surprised there's no guard limit note. There's no guard limit note on here. If your figure is behind an adjacent guard. Let's see, what am I worried about here? There's no way he's going to see me. He won't either. He's also... Oh, there's a guard limit of 5 up there, so guards radio in would be a thing. We didn't have any guards radio in, though. Okay. So we do have one more guard we could put on the map. Let's see. How do we want to do this? I think we will actually go for a silent... Actually, that's going to take me 2 actions, isn't it? So I could go dash 2 and do a silent takedown here. But then I'm going to run the risk of having to roll for noise, which is probably still worth it. So let's go for a dash. So we'll dash here. 2 sneak to move up here. And then 3, 4 to do a silent takedown. I'll replace this guard with a knocked out token, or with a dead token, actually. Since we basically broke his neck. So that guard's off the map, and now we need to do our noise roll. So I'll bring the dice tower into shot. The way I'm doing the dice roll for noise, as I mentioned, is I'm using my house rule. So I'm using a regular black die first. I'm going to roll both dice at the same time. If the black die is a 1, I'm going to pay attention to what the result is of the white die. Otherwise, I'm not going to pay attention to the white die. So let's see what happens here. Okay, that's a 5 on the black die, so nothing happening there. Okay, we'll see what our next guard order card is. Our next guard order. Guards radio in, so we put a new guard on the radio space. Hopefully this... this could be a problem. Let's see, guards radio in, so we got a new one. No change on the camera. Then guards move 5, turn right. So let's get the dice tower out of my way. Actually, he would activate first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, leapfrog, 4, 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Phew! He's got spaces along here, so he'll have enough room there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we need to hide this body. That just became our next order of business. The question is, how do we do that? There's it's an action to pick up a body. So we'll go... And move 1 space and place it in an empty adjacent space. Okay, so we'll move... So we'll pick up a body for 1, which will pick this up. Then we'll move an adjacent space and place it in an empty space. I'll put that down here. Let's see. What else do I want to do here? I don't want to end up here, which I could do, because if guard moves 3 and turns right, he's going to see me, and that's a very bad thing here. So I think here I want to go... what do we want to do here? That would move me 1. If I use my focus token to either roll 1 less white die or move a space, that would put me back up here. I could do a no. I wouldn't be behind him at that point. I think we're going to sneak twice. I think I'm going to sneak twice. And... okay, so yeah, we did spend that, and then my fourth action is going to be to refresh that focus token. So now we need to roll... actually, do I want to roll for... do I want to use my house rule on dragging a body? I'm going to use it for that as well. Metal Gear Solid 2, that doesn't trigger noise either, so we'll use the noise rule there. I am using some house rules to be a little bit more faithful to the video game, since I know the board game's taken some liberties with the rules here, and I get why they did it, but I'm going to be a little bit more faithful to the video game in that way. So the same house rule applies here. If the black die is a 1, I pay attention to the white die. Which, ooh, that's a 2, but the white die was a 6 anyway, so no problems there. Okay, and then our next guard order card. Wakey wakey, camera changes, so now I can see along orange. Guards move 5 and turn left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well. Okay, well, we definitely managed to get away from this guard. So, is there a way that the guard... is there a way that this guard just turns around and sees me? I think the answer to that is... no, and I'm actually more worried about the... camera anyway than I am about the... Okay, yeah, I'm more worried about the camera here. So I think we're going to move... 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to start making my way toward this A objective so I can see if I can get into that. And I'm hoping the camera changes here, and he moves a pretty good ways through. That way I can jump into objective A, but let's see what happens on our guard order card. Wakey wakey, no change on the camera, which is problematic. And then guards move 2, turning right. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. That camera changing is not good for us at all. Because now I can't get past... now I can't make my way through this line without being seen by this camera. So, I think here... as much as I don't like it, do I just go 1 and let the rest of the turn go to waste? I think I have to. I think I just move 1 here, and then plan on making a... and then once the camera changes, I plan on making my move in here. So yeah, we'll let the other 3 actions go to waste. It's unfortunate, but I can't move past that camera, so let's see what happens here. Okay, good. Guards wake up. Camera changes, which is more what I was after. So now camera is active on green. And then guards in patrol mode, move 5 and turn left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. I was hoping the camera would change there. So I sneak 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll make my life easy. That way now I'm inside the truck that we see here. Okay. Now we draw a new guard order card. Alright, guards wake up again. No change on the camera. And then guards move 3 and turn left. 1, 2, actually, technically he would move first. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, that makes my life easy because I can sneak 1, 2, 3 to grab objective A and 4. Our next guard order card. Alright, if there are 3 dead guards, take the top guard order card, put it on the bottom. Camera changes, so now it's seeing on orange again. Guards move 4, turn left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a pretty big problem, actually. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that is a gigantic problem here. The problem here is if we try to step out here, if this guard turns right, he's going to see me and make an attack. Well, that could have gone a lot better. So now we got to figure out a way to get out of this at least mild disaster. So let's see what we can do about that. I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to sneak 1, 2, 3, and then let 4 pass. So let's see what we draw for our next guard order card. Alright, guards radio in, so we get a new guard up here, and I need a new token for that. We now have 5 guards on the board, so that's our max. Let's see, camera changes, so now we're seeing on green. Guards move 3 and turn right, so this is exactly what I was afraid of. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3. We never turned him for a new path. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Okay, uh-oh. Actually, our news just got even worse. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, he's got a path right there that he can go on. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, camera's seeing on green, so now I'm worried about these 2 cameras, but predominantly this camera up here. I think what we do here is we just sneak 1 and let the other 3 go to waste. It's unfortunate, but it's what we have to do here. So let's see what we draw here. We find guards radio in, no problem there. Camera changes again, so now it's seeing on orange. And guards move 4, turn right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yikes. And now that camera can see on orange, we can't get past either one of these. Let's see, this is just me looking ahead. 2, 2, 4, 8. Well, I think we're going to sneak twice. I think for this round, we're going to sneak twice. This way, if this camera changes to... This way, if camera changes to green, changes back to green, I can just make a dash for the exit, which is where we're basically at this point. And this is... Well, we've got one more blue guard order card before we get into the red ones. So... Oh, thank God. All right, anybody within 2 spaces of... Anybody that's 2 spaces away from Snake, we put his investigate token out. Fortunately, this guard's the closest, but he's 3 spaces away, so nothing happens there. Camera does change, which means now it's seeing on green. Guards move 2 and turn right. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Still got path here. Okay, well, here's where we make our mad dash for it. We are rolling 4 dice on possible investigation, or on possible noise roll. So since the camera can see on green, let's go 2, 4, 6, 8. And then I'll roll 4 times to see if we trigger noise. So here's our first roll. No. Second. Nope. Third. Nope. And fourth. No. Now, does the scenario end as soon as we get to the reach and exit? So it looks like actually the scenario just to reach an needs to end it with their figure on an exit space. Okay. All right. So actually, we could spend this focus token. We'll pretend we did this instead to move the 1 space, end up on the exit token, and we get out of the scenario. So now we get to go through the clear scenario. So we unlock card 001 from the equipment deck. So let me find the equipment deck, which I've got right here. And we'll look at card 001. We've got a .45 caliber now. As an action, we can now spend a token here to shoot, attacking a target in line of sight, but it's loud, so it'll put our investigation or our alert token on the board. We also get... Okay, actually, we got some dialogue here as well. Snake, you have a weapon now. You can spend an action token, yada yada yada. Player line of sight. Just like attacking with a hand-to-hand attack, roll the dice shown, yada yada yada. You're not quite so naked now, are you, Snake? And then equipment card 002. Which equipment card 2... Rations. For 1 action, we can discard up to 2 damage, then discard this card. And we didn't complete objective B, so we don't get that item. And now we have the memory box that we have as well. If you're familiar with legacy games, you'll recognize the idea of the memory box as a way we can save items to use in between missions. So I'll throw these in the memory box. And we've got some dialogue here with Mei Ling introducing us to the memory box. So bear with me on that. You can use this tuck box to store your progress. Any equipment that you unlocked can be saved in the memory box. Just place your unlocked equipment cards in the memory box when you're done with your game session. Once you've saved equipment cards in your memory box, you can use them in any missions. You have permanent access to that equipment. You can never lose them. I see. So, once I've unlocked a piece of equipment, I can use it in all future sessions, even if I discard it during a mission. Yes, but you have a limit on how many equipment cards you can have equipped. That is your equipment limit. At the start of each stage, you can choose any 3 equipment cards to equip, but you won't be able to change your loadout until the next stage. So, I have access to all the equipment, but I can only use 3 equipment cards in a stage. That's right, Snake, so choose wisely. Snake, this is McDonald Miller. Master, what are you doing here? I quit being a drill instructor, so I moved out here for some peace and quiet. I'm in retirement just like you. Once in a while, I still help train the Alaskan Scouts. Passing on the skills to a new generation, huh? Campbell told me about the mission here. I thought I might be of some use. There's no one I'd rather have in a foxhole than you. Well, I know lots about survival in a harsh environment. Contact me by codec if you have any questions. And now we start getting the option of multiple player missions. We've also got a VR missions book that we might go through at some point. So we've got this VR missions book available to us as well. I may work some of these in with Metal Gear Mondays if a session is giving me if a mission is giving me a particular load of problems, I may work in some of these recon missions just for a change of pace. And now we have the outro. Actually, first we got Snake. I'm picking up the DARPA chief's signal. He's close by. Then we've got the stage 2 outro, which is where because of the differences between the board game and the video game come into play. The board game's obviously glossing over some of this, but the video game goes into more of the story. So, I will just read the outro for you. And again, you were warned in the very first episode of Metal Gear Mondays that spoilers will abound. Snake caught snippets of the guard's conversation while he lurked in the vents. There's an intruder. He's already killed 3 people. He proceeded toward the DARPA chief's signal. Huh, he thought. There's another intruder besides me. Did the White House send in another pawn? The signal strength grew as he began seeing cell blocks through the vents. It wasn't long before he spotted a man sitting on the edge of the bed in his cell, hunched over, his foot tapping nervously. Snake removed the vent cover and swung silently down to the floor. Donald Anderson, I'm here to save you. Here to save me, huh? In that case, hurry up and get me out of here, demanded the DARPA chief, his tension plain. Slow down. First, I want some information, Snake said. What I'm about to tell you is classified information. We are conducting exercises of a new type of experimental weapon with the ability to launch a nuclear attack from any place on the face of the Earth. A nuclear-equipped, walking battle tank. Metal Gear? It can't be. Rex, the code name for the new Metal Gear prototype. It's fallen into the hands of terrorists. They're probably already finished arming the warhead they plan to use with Rex. Hey, shut up in there, will ya? A guard shouted as heavy footfalls echoed down the corridor. Snake pressed himself against the corner of the cell, avoiding the guard's gaze as he peered into the cell. The DARPA chief stared and waved the guard off. Rex is set up to require 2 passwords to launch the device, the DARPA chief continued. Baker knows one, and I know one, but they extracted my password. One of the members of Foxhound, Psycho Mantis, can read people's minds. This is bad, Snake growled. If they find out Baker's password, it's only a matter of time. But there is a way to stop the launch, the DARPA chief remarked. There are 3 card keys, designed by Armstech as an emergency override that will engage the nuke's safety locks even if they have the codes. Baker should have them. Do you know where they might be keeping Baker? Somewhere in the 2nd floor basement. Snake walked to the cell door. I'm going to get you out of here. Wait a minute. You haven't heard of another way to disarm the PAL, have you? No. Are you sure? From your bosses or anyone? Pressed the DARPA chief. I just said no. But what about the Pentagon? Does the White House plan to give in to the terror? Ah! The chief groaned as he clutched the left side of his chest and fell to the floor. Why? He expired in seconds. Damn it, Snake said. Naomi, the chief, what happened? I don't know. It looked like a heart attack, but a heart attack? No. Colonel, are you hiding something from me? Absolutely not. Snake, you've got to understand, this op is security level red. You need the highest security clearance to get access to the complete file. You want me to believe that you oversee this op, but you don't have access to the complete file? I told you. The Secretary of Defense is in operational control. I'm just here as your support. Snake, we don't have time to debate. Get out of there and find President Baker. And we will be starting on that next week on Metal Gear Mondays. That'll do it for this session of Metal Gear Solid, the board game. Another good week, as now we've moved into a little bit further into the story. As I mentioned, next week we'll be continuing Metal Gear Mondays. As for what else is scheduled on the channel, Wednesday, we're playing Title Bout 2 by Straight Jab Media. Saturday, Mystical Munchies will continue out of the Star Wars Life Day cookbook as we make the dessert, Tatooine crepes. Sunday next week, we're having another new debut on the channel as we play Nemo's War. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone.